So, welcome back to the class. Today we'll be working on marketing measurements and we'll see how important it is. And I'll try as much as possible to get things done on marketing measurements and different tools that's available at, on different platforms. They all mostly follow the same process. So once you know one, you know how to implement. But before we jump or dive into it, there's some basic knowledge you need to know and why measurements. So I could have just, well, let me go and do Pixel, how to integrate Pixel, how to do Google Analytics, how to do Search Console and all that. But there's a reason behind all these things. Why do you have to do the measurements? Why is measurement? So I'm just going to lay some basic background information as far as measurements is concerned. Okay, so what are the key things that we want to know about this today? We will be talking about majorly the introduction to measurements. I put these are things that we are going to be talking about. What's come to my eye? Okay. Introduction to measurements we are going to be talking about, and I'm going to be starting some practical example. Measurement digital framework, okay? Digital measurement framework, digital, don't like the way this thing is in bold. Digital measurement framework, those are the things we are going to be looking at. Then after digital measurement framework, we are also going to look at KPIs and metrics every marketer must know. Okay, as a marketer, you need to know some key performance indicator and metrics. Metrics you must know. Then after that, we look at different tools, analytics tools demonstration. So analytics tools demo. So in analytics tools demo, I will be looking at Meta. I'll be looking at Google Analytics. Yeah, there is a Google Search Console as well. So those are the things that we are going to be looking at. Then inside that, we'll be building the measurements. Okay. We build the measurements. Let's see how far we can go. So how do you integrate it? So we are going to be building the measurement plan. Measurement plan, things that you need to know, the walkthrough of that, then how to interpret and make decision from measurement, interpretation, and decision. Okay. Okay, interpretation and decision making. So because it's not just about getting the data, you need to know how to interpret the data and decision making. So those are the things that we are going to be looking at this evening. Okay, so let's start speaking this one by one. I just want to have an outline so that I will not be going here and there, so that you have a kind of a direction in that sense. Let me see. Okay. Rafiat has dropped. Maybe it's a network. Anyway, she will join us here. Again, still a reminder, last session is very, very important. In fact, I could have said this is a build-up from the last session. Something like that, basically, because Last session and this has to do with a lot of measurement and number in that sense too. So, what we are trying to look at this evening is what are the things that get uh, what gets measured, gets improved. So I used to say in my class that anything that cannot be measured, okay? So like I said, what gets measured, then you can improve on it. But I used to put it in another way like saying anything that cannot be measured is not digital. And that is why you are a digital marketer. That cannot be measured. I might not be typing too much, but if there are things I need to pick, you can do that. It's not digital. Okay? So, and this is one of the reasons why measurement is very, very important. Okay? Measurement or analytics, it actually help us to make a decision. Okay? So I can say helps to make not just decision. We are talking about data-driven decision, that decisions that are being backed by data. So whatever you are doing, you will not be doing it blindly, or will I call feeling. Yeah, a lot of people are doing marketers with feelings. There's nothing like feelings there. So it helps you to make decision, data-driven decision, and not by feeling. And all digital platform operates with data insights. Why is this? Was that okay? I'm just trying to understand why this is having a blue. All digital platforms has their own aggregated event that they used to do measurement, either Meta, either X, anyone, all of them, either Google, all of them has what they use to actually get that. So this is just, and without measurement, you will just be spending money and hoping for magic. There's no magic anywhere. But with measurement, you will know what to pause, what to retweak, what to improve. It's only data that can give you all those information. You'll be spending based on proof, right? Yeah, that's just the short form. You'll be spending based on proof with measurement. You're not going to be spending blindly. So those are the things that measurement does for you. For example, now, if you are spending 50,000 naira weekly, right? You're spending 50, I'm just making an example of, so definitely 50,000 naira might not even enough for a day, depend on what you are trying to advertise. The cheapest ad is engagement. Even engagement, you still be going around 12 naira. So an engagement is not really something like that. So uh, let's say 50,000 naira ad with weekly, without tracking. If you are not tracking, which is measurement, there's no way you will know which ad that is producing sale. But with measurement, you will see the creatives that is generating 70% of your sales, and you'll be able to scale it. And on several occasions during this training, I've shown you different ads that are running. Let me see, just to elaborate on this. I've shown you different ads that are running, that through that ads that are running, we've been able to see, oh, which one is doing well, which one is not doing well, which one to turn off, right? So if I check this one now, I just started this one, not the, I think yesterday or so, this new one for creative fatigue. So um, I even thought I've offered this one now. So look at this now. So it simply means this particular creative is resonating to people than all these ones. But without this type of measurements, there's no way you will know. No way. So this does not even have any message, or does it have 1-1? This one have 1-1. But the only reason why I'm going to leave it to be running. So this is the one that resonates with people more. This already, okay, this one is one yesterday. I think I've turned it off today. So I'm wondering what's going on. So can you see now? So look at this one. It failed yesterday because this had started yesterday. It failed today too, right? So what does that mean? Turn off, right? That's O3. These are three different creatives. So out of this creative, there's video, there's carousel, and there's statics. So these two, this one is not having too much response like that. However, the cost is cheap. So that's why you leave it, right? But you can only do this based on data. The cost is cheap, but it's not having one. So you are not losing anything leaving this, right? You are not losing anything. Let's check yesterday, December 7th. So you can see this guy throughout yesterday, he dropped only one. Why this one dropped 8? This one dropped 1. So this one I still leave because the cost is very, very effective. So that cost is not significant to make you to turn it off. But without data, without looking at data, these are part of measurement. You will not know. Okay, without even testing creatives, because testing creative is part of measurement. Imagine it's only this one that is performing poorly. Only this one that is performing poorly is the creative that you are using. Imagine that. So how will you know which one to work with? So that is the reason why you you do that kind of measurement. I hope you are getting it. And I think I've been mentioning it inside this session that don't ever run ads with just too creative and say, oh, you are good. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Look at this again. This boat cruise again here. Can you see this boat cruise? On 7th, in fact, I've even turned off those ones because this one I've stayed. Look at this. On this particular 7th, I think I started this one. Okay, let me just even select a lower distance so that you see the reason. But without measurements, there's no way you will know. Where is it? Where is it? How many? Okay, this is actually the second round of this. So I'm going to tell you something about it. So this particular ad was doing so fine. We started with 75,000 naira, 1 hour boat cruise, right? But it was doing so fine. The audience was crazy. Targeting, in fact, they were asking me, this targeting, we don't know what to do. I don't know too. I just follow the strategy, the AI, putting all the inputs and all that, and I get what I want. So the following week, we changed this thing from 100. So that's why you're seeing this that is much like this. But I think I just started another one last week. We changed this thing from 100, from 75 to 100. Currently now, as I'm talking to you, is 150. So when I checked this, I found out, oh, this is much. That's why, okay, I think, let me check from 1 to 8. So it's now 150 now. But I'm just refreshing different creatives. So just between December 1 to now, when I'm running the one of 150, remember I told you 75, 100, the same thing, the same features. But when the market is responding to it, like this is switching for these guys. So the company push it up. So look at this now. Can you see between December 1st and this, these three are not doing well. Guess what? This is actually video. So that's why it's only. So when we say content is what your audience said it is. So without testings, you could just decide that this is one that is doing well. But guess what? A creative, a simple creative is doing well. Cruise Day with the gang, 150K. Look at it. 127. and the conversion is crazy. So you can see the reason why. But I'm just trying to back up when we talk about measurement. But without measurement, you'll be spending without proof, right? Imagine wasting all the monies. Eh? You'll be spending. In fact, look at this one. It's as one. I can't even know the particular day. Only one, no. 1,800 and something. But this one, look at it. Then look at the reach. Look at the reach. Like the difference is so just so clear. You can only get that when you take measurement into consideration. Like tonight, I'm going to run ads. I'm going to set up an ad for like coding stuff, reducing screen time from children from 6 to 12. So I just got, I don't know if I've talked about it. So before now, I've tried to create, I don't even know that my video is off. I off my lights. I've tried to create content which I'm going to use. And that would going to be immediately after this session. So, but what I want to do now is a webinar that I want to do for the parents. But I want to show you, because I know what testing is. Just for one webinar, I've created 11 creative already. Because different things talk to different people. So I want to share it. I'm trying to open it. Different message talk to you. This is the same thing. But I've created 11 creatives. Can you see the first one? Free webinar. I created all these things. Yeah, by the way, this is your image effects. I don't have time. Yeah, so get my script ready, done, then copy and paste the script. So I have different message angle. Look at this free webinar. Raise a future ready child. Join the WhatsApp group. So it's for parents. See that? See this one. Screens are winning. Take back control. Do you see that? Because the product is going to come in form of hard copy books, right? For Yago, children between the 6 and 12. Do you see another one? Raise a child who can think. Thinking skills, not is greater than memorization. Do you see that? It's the same thing, no? But different things, different pain points, talk to different people. This is why fix screen addiction without fight. Screen time is affecting your child. Parenting in the digital world. Raise a focused child in the AI age. It's still the same thing, no? But different message is important to different people. So you have to put everything. You cannot just box everybody in one message. Why are we doing this? Because I know that creative measurement started from all these things, and it doesn't speak with only one person. You have to test, because you don't just want to be spending money blindly. You want the proof. By the time we see the one that is spending proof, that is well optimized, then you push the budget. See another one, raising a child who can think clearly. The same message, oh. The same thing. So I will run all, this is 11 already. I will run everything. Then I have different caption for all this. It's not even one caption. All. I will run all to fill up for the webinar. This is also part of measurements. So let's get back to our class. So, because it's very, very important. Where is my Chrome? Yeah, almost there. Yeah. So these are the things when it comes to analytics, because you don't just want to measure without proof. Adverts without tracking is waste of money. You will not know what is working. You will not know what is not working. So when people say, oh, it's video, it's carousel, I don't have to say, until I test. It's not a matter of I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 20 years. Except if you want to waste money. I don't like wasting money. Yeah. Until you test, before you know the one that you want to push. So that's that. So without measurement, you will not know the creative that generates 70% of sales. And that is what actually led us to all those things. Because I made an example of you're spending 50,000 naira maybe weekly. Again, 6,000 naira is not optimal weekly, depending on what you are doing. Without tracking, you will not know the ad that is producing the sales. Without measurement, you will not know which creative, which caption, and you need to know. So that's that one. Okay. So talking about framework, measurement framework, there are some certain things that you need to know when it comes to measurement. You need to know setting your business goal is the most important, even with measurement. Business goal. So what do you want to achieve is very, very important. So it could be goals, plenty. So for a very typical example of this could be we want to sell 500 units of whatever you want to sell. So to sell that 500 units, so you plan to generate. So if you want to sell 500 units, by now, you guys know what to do now, right? You should plan to generate nothing less than 2,000 leads. Yeah. Okay. So if it is a professional consultancy, so if you want to book 50 booking consultants, you should have that kind of number too. So that is a very typical example of setting goals, what it means. Then you will now also turn your goals, because it's not enough to send goals, but you need to send your goals into KPIs. So what does this simply means? So turning your business goals to KPI is what metrics, what KPIs. So for example, a business goal could be, oh, we want to drive sales. So what do you want to measure as you are driving sales? If you want to drive sales, what should be measured is return of ad spend. Oh, we are spending this amount of money. So when you see people say, oh, I spent 60,000 on Facebook ad and I made 160. So separate it. 100,000 naira is your return on ad spent. Do you get it? So you want to know what else? You want to know and the metrics. You want to know what is the metrics if you want to make for sales. The metric for sales is actually purchase, right? So a business goal can also be you want to grow leads. So your KPI will be cost per lead. What is the cost for one lead? And your metrics will be conversion rates. Then if you want to reach as many as possible people, then your business goal will be brand awareness or build awareness. And your KPI will be reach. So what do you measure? I think, remember I said this is like build up on what we had last week. So what do you measure when you are building awareness? Let me see if you people actually go through the material. So for awareness, because you need to know for every business objective, for every objective, you need to know what you are measuring, because once you are not aligned with your business goal, a lot of things, in fact, everything will go wrong. So let me see whether you have been learning. I would like to hear or you want to type. So when you are running business awareness, what is the KPI and what are you measuring? I've actually mentioned the KPI, but what is the metrics? Because when you know this, when your clients know this, there is peace for everybody. So awareness, what is your KPI? What are you looking at? And what is the metrics for awareness? Because you need to know. I'm waiting. I mentioned this in the last session. In fact, I think I've mentioned it before this time, because when I was talking about different objectives. So who is here? Who is answering me? What is the KPI for awareness and what is the metrics? You know, I've mentioned the KPI for sales, which is return on ad spend, and the metric is purchase. I've also mentioned the KPI for leads, which is cost of leads, then conversion rates for the leads. So what is the KPIs for awareness and what's the metrics? I'm waiting for you guys. If nobody answers to this, then I've already give you the what we want to cover. You go and cover the remaining yourself. So I'm waiting. We have just cost per click, no? Cost per click is for traffic. So when you are talking about traffic as your business goal, then in that sense, your KPI will be cost per click, right? And your metrics will be click-through rate. Yeah. So Tochukwu, that's not correct. This is actually the most simplest question. Oh. If after digital marketing training and you cannot put side by side different marketing objectives. So we talk about customer journey. This is even like customer journey. Customer journey is from awareness to consideration. Lead is a consideration, just in case. To consideration, then to conversion. Conversion is the same thing as sales, right? You know that's the three customer journey. In each of these customer journey, there's a KPI, key performance indicator that you want to achieve. Then there's the metrics to measure in each of these. So what I've mentioned for the sales, I've mentioned for the leads. In fact, I've also mentioned for the traffic just now. What is the KPI for awareness? And what is the metrics to measure? You guys are wasting my time. This is the most simplest question. You don't know. Talk. So as it is, this my always I already want to say this is the end of the class. Thank you, Joy. So you got it correctly. So the KPI for awareness is reach. So when clients reach out to you and said, I want to reach as many of many people, you should know that the KPI is reach. Oh, it's very important to align. And just in case the customer did not know that awareness does not make sales, so you need to know that yes, awareness as an objective you are talking about, you can reach as many people, people will see it, but cannot convert to sales. It's not a course. That objective was not built to convert sales. It's to reach as many eye as possible. And that is why you mentioned impression. Impression is how many times it's being served. And that is, and when you are measuring impression as a metrics, impression is measured by CPM, cost per 1,000 impression. So when you are being charged for every 1,000 impressions. For example, you can be charged 800 for 1,000 impressions. So when a company says we need 10,000 impression, 10 million impression, you just multiply it. So if you are using for awareness, the metrics is impression, especially when it's static image. There, if you are using video for your awareness, that will be true play. True play, that's the first 3 seconds. True play is people that watch that video for only 3 seconds. That will be counted as a true play. Is Joy that save us this evening. Else, I'm already timing to close this session. This is very important. You need to know what is the KPI. Imagine you get a big client and they just have you this question. They say, somebody that does not even know KPI for reach and metrics for awareness. How are you so sure that he knows what he's doing? Imagine that. So apart from the fact, that's why I always say going to the platform to be clicking ads manager and all those things. That's the most simplest thing. You need to know what is going on. If you There's no organization that is going to give you 2 million, 3 million that will not require you to develop a slide deck. It's called strategy documents. There's no organization that will give you that kind of money without developing a slide deck. So you need to know all this. It's very, very important. So we can move on now. So still on framework, I've talked about you need to make sure that you set up your business goal. You need to know how to turn that goal. You can see, you need to turn the goal to KPIs. Then you need to now choose the third one. You need to choose the measurement tools. So the platform that you are working on will depend the measurement tools. So what are the measurement tools? Measurement tools are, so if you are working on Meta, You are talking about Meta Event Manager. So when you come to this place now, can you see it? That's measurement tools. So it's from Event Manager that you create pixel, which is being used for measurement. You can see different pixel that I have here. I have extra large, I have Yomotunde, I have crown fluids. So these are different measurement tools. You can see this one I have 1.8 in the last 28 days, so not overall. This one I have 1.9. Do you see that? And when you click it, you will see different people because those are things that are tracking data. And we're going to learn how to create this pixel and how to apply. You can see different things. I'm measuring the lead, the view, the page, the submission button, the add to carts. It's going to list all the numbers. So view is actually usually the highest. So if you are working on Meta, right? So you know Meta family of apps, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Thread. Those are Meta family of app, right? So you use Pixel. So it's very important to know that we are talking about choosing event now. So if we are on Google, you choose, if you are on Google, you choose Google Analytics. Google Analytics. Okay. So Google Analytics, once you have Gmail, all right. So like I was saying, you need to know all these measurements, and it's very, very important. So when you are working on Google platform, so you can use Google Analytics, and to access Google Analytics, just Google Analytics as google.com/analytics. That's what I want to say. Analytics. And there's nothing special, just your Gmail account. Just your Gmail account, that's all you need. I have several websites that have implemented analytics, and I'm going to teach you how to implement it. We are going to test it on a fresh website. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So I think I'm just opening this with this particular account for the first time. Yeah. So this is Google Analytics. I have so many things that I'm tracking here. So when you click it, you will see that stuff that you're tracking. You will see people that are, in fact, imagine two people are active checking this particular website right now, as in right now. And I will see where they're checking from. Somebody's checking from US. Can you see? One from US, one from Netherlands, as in, but with besides without tracking, you will not know. You don't know where they are tracking from. And this person tried to call me today. Wow. So you can track so many things. So we're still going to do this in detail, but I'm just trying to tell you different tools that are available on for tracking. So on Meta, you talk of Event Manager. On Google, you have it. You can also use spreadsheets, yeah, to track stuff, but that one will be custom. You have to build it yourself. Okay. So those are the things that we choose. So you need to choose a measurement tools, right? It could be a third-party measurement tools. It could be a custom CRL for the organization you are working. A lot of people are building their stuff. Like even me, I'm building stuff. So I think yesterday I was thinking about the new tax law that is coming, and I was like, why would I have to go and subscribe for one accounting application when I know how to build one? And I started building the tools yesterday, and I'm almost done. Like, I'm almost done. Why would I have to subscribe for something that will not be paying? Why didn't I just take time and build? And I developed software digital solution accounting application, like SDSAP. I started building it yesterday, and here we are. So when expensive comes in, I have expensive dashboard. I'm going to enter it. Like I make sure that it's secure because I just go through URL. That's why it logged me out. I make sure that it's secure, that I can log in anywhere. I think it's Sheyi that I use as software. So what am I trying to say in essence? It's very, very important that you should know that sometimes organization builds their own tools, just like the way I'm building these tools. So it might not be your regular tracking. So you can decide to build your tracking tools too. So on top of that, like I just want something that even if there's anything, I just want to be ready. I don't want to pay for anything. We have this skills. I just build all these things. Like I've been working with accounting application now, maybe since 2004. I stopped doing accounting stuff around 2015. So I know exactly how an accounting application should look like. I've worked on Sage, I've worked on QuickBook, I've worked on Tally. So I know exactly what I need. So I did all this in under 5 hours yesterday. Yeah, I'm not yet done, but I'm almost done. So that I could be able to generate all the task compliance. It's not that I will now be thinking, what, generate the PDF, everything, calculate, I've input everything, texted, custom. So why I'm saying this is, especially if you are working with tech organization, people can decide to build their tools and not using the regular tools like Meta events, event manager or Google Analytics. So people can decide to build their own stuff. Yeah. So so that's it. So so if apart from after you choose, then the next thing is it's also important for you to know how to implement. So those are the things that I'm still going to do. How to implement all those pixel, what is everything is. So pixel, so implementation is the next thing. So under implementation tracking, so how do you implement Google Analytics on your website? Implement tracking. So here, that is where you now be talking of Pixel for Meta, you now be talking of Google Analytics, you now be talking of Research Console, Conversion API, and the rest. So that's where you now be talking about others. So you need to know what, how to implement. Then after that, how to analyze data, analyze and optimization. Because after you implement it, just like the way I was able to go to the what just I was able to go to the art manager and be telling you this and that. You need to also know how to analyze and optimize. Yeah, basically analyze and optimize. So you need to know how to do that. So your measurement framework is know your business goal, know how to turn your goals into a KPIs, choose the measurement. There's so many. Choose the measurement, like the relative measurement based on any platform you are using. Implement the tracking code and analyze it. So we are still going to do this, but I believe it's very important to know things that are behind, not just jumping into things. And when it comes to analyze and optimize under the framework, we talk about you want to know whether your cost per acquisition, like what is cost you to actually acquire a customer, whether it's going up or it's going down. You also want to know, so when your ad is running up to like 2 weeks, it's most likely to come down. In fact, I don't advise anybody to just use a particular creative and running a particular ad, maybe up to once it's getting to up to 4 weeks, anything after 4 weeks, it might begin to go down up again. So you want to check all those things, whether it's going up or going down. But the first 3 weeks, you're going to enjoy it. But anything from, let's just say, 6 weeks, it will go up again, except you have creatives that change. So like that, that boat cruise in 1 month, we have changed the creative 3 times. Like getting the winning hat with a different creative 3 times. I told you we started with 75 to 100 to 150. Yeah, so that's it. So again, you want to also know return on ad spend is very important. We are spending this money. So that's why I say I don't think it's economical for anybody to be selling product of 2,000 or 5,000 on Facebook and you're not running ad now. It's not really. I don't know why you are calculating your ad spend. Okay. Creative that is fastest decaying, like art fatigue. So, and you can only get to know all these things if you have plenty, a lot of creatives. Imagine you are using only one or two. So you can see the reason why I don't create as in any campaign, minimum of 10. Yeah, minimum. The same message in different angle, right? Then you also be careful of audience overlapping. What does that simply means? You are just targeting the same group of people for the same thing every time. Yeah. So you might have that. Okay. So that is another one. So that's another one in that sense. Then you might want to also track bounce off. So from your websites, from your analytics, you'll be able to see um, people that spend 1 second. So we actually call it bounce rate. Okay. So you want to know why all those things is happening. You want to know why it's happening. So you can get all those things from your analytics report, depend on what you are. These are different area that you can check your report. You see the real time, you see the snapshots. If you want to check around sales, orders acquisition, you check all these things here. So if there's bounce rate, you want to know why you are having the bounce rate. Okay. So now that we're already aware of different framework and the tools, uh, because of what just happened not too long, I will still take a time to talk about KPI and metrics. But this time around, I'm going to make it in forms of question and answer because it's very, very important. I'm going to be talking about this because it's very important. So, for example, now,
Hello, sir.
yep,
Hello, sir.
yep,
So before you proceed, that's Google Analytics
yes,
that I just mentioned now.
yes,
Okay.
for measurement.
So how do you know? How do you track a particular site? Because you just mentioned it. So I want to assume
I
it's
told you
just a
I'm going to
platform.
implement it. I will implement it on your website. We check it
Okay.
so that you see how it work
That's
real
okay.
time. So that's implementation. I just told you about the framework on that. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? All right. So I said KPIs. Where is that? KPIs that every marketer must know. Okay, somebody dropped something. No, okay. KPIs that every marketer must know. I talk about it and it's very, very important. So I'm going to do it because of what just happened in forms of question and answer. So for KPIs, when it comes to awareness KPIs, can anybody just mention 4 awareness KPIs? Yeah, 4. Let's see. So I'm going to talk about awareness KPIs. So if you are running awareness ads, what are the things that the most important KPIs should be looking at? What are the metrics to measure? If you are running engagement ads, what are the metrics that you want to be looking at for? If you so that you will not be mixing things together. If you are running leads, what are the metrics you be looking out for? If you are running sales, what are the metrics you be looking out for? So let's start from awareness. I'm waiting. So for awareness, so reach is correct. Impression is correct. Follower is not correct for awareness, right? For awareness, reach and impression is also correct. Followers come under engagement. Yeah. Okay. So when you are looking for followers, is engagement objectives that you run. If you are looking for likes, if you are looking for followers, you run engagement. So, Tochukwu, I didn't see anything from you. I saw Rofia, I saw Joy too. I didn't get anything from you, Tochukwu. So, what are the KPIs that you need to know? I think I'm going to put this. I need to write this. But you're talking about awareness. Because these things are very important. They are simple, but if you don't know it, you don't know it. And it's going to help you. So that, because most times you will need to also educate your clients so that you can be on the same page. They don't know. They don't know. And it's your job to educate them. And when you educate them and they know, it will help you. You will not be arguing on what you are not supposed to argue. So that when the client said, I want awareness, you know that you are giving them reach. So your discussion is not going to talk about, you are not even going to mention anything sales about your discussion, because the objective that are running does not have anything to do with sales. That's why you need to know this. Because customer might not know, clients might not know. Just want to say, yeah, because some clients are aware, some are not. Might not know what they're actually asking for. They say, I just want plenty people to see my products. And you already thinking, it's awareness. He or she might not be thinking awareness. So you now explain that you are talking about awareness. You are not going to have sales. So you know. So reach an impression, and you measure for cost per impression, CPM. That's what I mean. Then video through play. All these things are awareness. Video through play. How many minutes, seconds did I say video through play is? Because you need to also know what counts. It's because it's not everything that counts. How many seconds did I say through play that will count? It's not everything that counts. Oh. You need to know. And 3 seconds, thank you. 3 seconds, that's what it counts. So you need to know what counts. So anything that I said at 3 seconds is not going to be counts. Then how many, I said CPM is how many impression? CPM is how many impression? You need to know. So when is the cost per impression? So how many impression is that? How many impression is in CPM? In terms of measurement, when you are calculating? No, 1,000. So when you see CPM is 1,000, CPM is in measuring by 1,000. It's very, very important to know. Let me see if I can. This is not just come and learn how to run Facebook. Oh. There are so many things that are very important. Look at this now. You see this? 23,200 and this is not even from the beginning. Let me see. We started this in maybe around 15 or 16 so that we can see how many impressions that is actually. So this particular one now, it has 101 impression, right? 101 impression. So because you need to know how much, and you already know that 1,000 impression, right? So this is the cost per message that you are seeing. But in all marketing, in all objectives, there will always be impression. Always is a default. So if I can customize this by coming here and say maybe I want to customize it and find CPM to come so that you now see, so you can see, because you cannot just add everything to the dashboard everywhere with it. So can you see now CPM 1,000 impressions? So I'm adding it now. I just added it now just for this purpose. So can you see how much 1,000 impression for that particular cost? 4,906 for every 1,000 impression. One of the reasons why you need to know this, so that if you don't know that CPM is 1,000 impression, you might just think that this is the cost for one message. Do you know that? So this fee that you are seeing here, this cost here, is the cost for every 1,000 times that this particular ad, this creatives, is being served to somebody on the Meta family of app. Whether the person waits to check it, whether the person scroll and stop or not. And that is totally different from your cost per result. Because if it doesn't display, you cannot even have result whether people are clicking to send you a message or generating lead or whatever. Do you get it now? It's very, very important. So let me return this thing back. So you can actually reset all these things. You can decide to customize what information that you want and which one you don't want. I hope you are learning. It's very, very important. Okay? Okay, good. I saw that, Tochugu. So CPM, then true play. I told you that what counts. So now, going forward, this should not be strange to anybody again. Going forward, we should know what to measure for every objective. So when you talk about engagement now, engagement objective is, oh, I have a post, right? But I want that post to make noise on my page. I want more likes. I want more followers. I want people to comment. I want people to share it. That's engagement. So what you are measuring when it comes to engagement is click-through rate, right? Engagement rate, right? Comments. In fact, engagement, or I think they call it interaction now. They call it interaction. Is a summation of likes. Interaction is formally engagement. It's a summation of likes, share, saved, comments, love, depend on the platform. So all these things, you save, share, comment, comment, likes, all these things are under engagement. In marketing, people call it vanity metrics because most time it doesn't really count, but it also works as a social proof. Yeah. Some years ago, before a lot of things change on the platform, if you want to run a conversion ad, you first of all run, because people are so keen with social proof. Some people will not attend to something that they did not see plenty comments. So what we do then is you first of all run engagement ad, target anywhere. Engagement ad, you can run it for the first 3 days. So the post that I want to use to run a conversion ad will have already have a lot of engagement, likes, comments. That's a social proof. After that, you now go and set up a conversion ad. Then choose that image, that campaign that already have engagement, but that is not acceptable anymore. They will not allow you to not work. Yeah. So that's on that. Then we also have what we call leads. So lead KPI. So lead KPI. You have key performance indicator for engagement and also for lead. So when you talk about lead, you want to check what is the cost per lead, CPL, right? You want to check landing page conversion, okay? So that when you say, oh, what are we measuring? You say, okay, this is what I'm measuring. Because you and your client must be on the same page. It could also be cost per WhatsApp. Yes, WhatsApp. So you see all, most of those messages that are WhatsApp. So lead can comes in any forms now. In fact, there's there's call function now, even on Meta, on Google. Call, and it's a lead, right? Then we also have sales KPI. So this is the most popular. In fact, all of them supposed to have S, KPIs. But when you're writing it, it's going to be small s. Yeah, not capital S. So this is the most popular that most people say, oh, conversion, conversion, conversion. So when you see CAC, it's not Christ Apostolic Church, oh, is customer acquisition cost. So when somebody say customer acquisition cost, right? It's the same thing as there's some KPIs that will be hearing. The same thing as CPA, cost per acquisition. So don't miss it. It's the same thing. The return on ad spend, want to know how much. Cost per purchase, okay? How much does it cost for every purchase, right? Then you might want to also check average order value. So what's the average order value? Average order value. And in marketing, especially when it comes to sales, there's this KPI that most business people don't usually like to talk about. Maybe they are not aware. In fact, business people don't really think how important it is, and it's actually the best. So when somebody buy product from you today from ads, 2 months later the person come again. 3 months later the person come again. 5 months later the person come again. It's only one ad that brought that person home, right? But like I had some customers that have bought things from me maybe 12 times this year. And if I calculate the total sum of things that I've bought is more than 1 million. Guess what? When we are calculating the cost per conversion, when that particular customer comes in, maybe the money is running into 30,000 because, for example, you run out of 150K. I'm just making this not doesn't usually happen. Let's say you run out of 150K and you have 500 leads, and out of 500 leads, it's only 10 people. I'm just saying for an example. It's only 10 people that take action. When you want to calculate the cost for conversion on that, you will not calculate it on 500 because leads is not conversion. You are going to do it on 10 people. It simply means it's 50K that takes to acquire one person. But at that point, business owner will be looking at, this is too expensive. How are we going to use 50,000? But imagine LTV. This is what I always look out for. And it's called lifetime value. Yeah. Lifetime. And I know what this lifetime value have done to any of my businesses. So when I meet a customer for the first time, I'm not thinking about that your immediate purchase. I'm thinking about lifetime values. Like I have a customer in Port Harcourt. This year alone, that customer have bought more than 2 million. So I cannot judge such on the case of cost per acquisition that when this person is coming up for the first time, it's 100,000 naira that it took me. See what has happened of 100,000, so it's not comparable. So there's lifetime value. So real business owner want to look at, like here now in abroad, there's a metrics that they can use to measure actually people's income because people's data is out there. But we cannot measure people's income here, right? So there's a way they can also calculate the lifetime value of a customer based on the income. So if somebody is earning $120,000 in a year, there's a way you calculate the lifetime value of that. Like, the lifetime value of this customer is going to be high. Because it's not just only running an advert. You want to run adverts for people that can afford it. So for example now, in the last 1 month, the ads that I'm running, guess what? I'm not targeting anything mainland in Lagos here. The only mainland that I target once in a while, specifically, not even the entire Ikeja GRA alone. Because so many people want the products or the services, but it's not everybody that can afford it. So you don't need those things. So lifetime value of a customer is one very important KPI businesses need to be looking out for. So a practical example I've mentioned so much is when a meta ad campaign sell a product for 30,000 and you spend 150,000 naira and you make a sales of 300,000. So you can say your return on investment is 2x, right? And that is not profitable yet, depending on your margin. So you spend 150, you sell 300. Yeah. So when you hear people say, oh, with 2x, with 3x, so if somebody say 450 now, for 150 spend, 450, that's 3x. If somebody say 600, that's 4x. Do you understand? That's 4x. But it's not just about so is it profitable? That's another thing that you need to look out for because it's not all that's usually profitable. Okay. The next one, analytics tools demo. I'll try to break down how to read. Part of breaking, what I actually want to do on that place is breaking down things. Okay, and part of breakdown is what I've even done just now, but I'm still going to do breakdown. These are analytic tools. From here, we move to Google, and I'm going to demonstrate some stuff. So look at here now. Why is this thing small? So look at them. So let me quickly break some things down here. So, and in fact, I think frequency is not added here. Okay. So since frequency is not here, I can come here now. Let's customize. So because it's not active. So frequency, you can move it up to where you want it to be. You can move it where you want to be. In fact, I don't just want to move it where I want to be. I want to move it to follow engagement so that you understand where is impression. Yeah. Impression, cost per result, reach. So I want to look at this now. This is impression. Okay. Can see frequency. This is how many times each person have actually seen it. So 1.46, 1 point within this frame time of 14th of November to today, which is not up to 1 month, right? Like a unique person have seen this. So if you want to see the breakdown of this, you already know that 1,000 impression, right? So impression 101, 101, 161 divided by 69,275. That is how you get the frequency. You can press your phone calculator if it's not the phone that you're using today. So how do you get the frequency of American? Impression divided by reach. That's how you get your frequency. Is anybody trying that? Look at another impression here. 65. So because you need to know the breakdowns of these things. Impression, people that knows the number, you don't get it wrong, go. If you know your numbers, and your number is going to bail you out in a thick time when you have to defend some stuff, even during presentation. And from experience, people love people that can talk in number because you don't talk too much. You just be dishing out number. So to get your frequency is your impression divided by reach. I hope that is clear. And results, that's actually very simple. So to get the cost of the amount that you have, so when you look at the amounts, I can drop this amount like, okay, how have we been able to spend in 1 month 496,000? How now? It's very simple. So just multiply cost per result by results, and you have that. So digital is transparent. It's transparent. So people that are ready to do greedy thing, dubious stuff, you might not be able to do the digital well. Okay, imagine at the end of the every month, client to reach out to you and say, please, we need the reports. And in your reports, total ad spend must be there. Total impression must be there. Total reach must be there. Um, Total lead must be there. Cost per result must be there. So when they multiply everything, they will see what you are saying now. And not just only that, they will just say that you screenshot the dashboard so they will see it. So it's very, very important to know some of this. So demo, I'm going to do something right now quickly. I'm just going to create something. We are going to move from Facebook. Tochukwu, I want to actually use your website to just do some stuff. Tochukwu. I didn't know your password and this thing again, so I want to check the, okay, I've seen it. So I'm going to quickly test some things here, and we are rounding up. So based on data, we can make decision. Can see part of decision is, looking for the one that is working, the one that is not working, turning it off. That is data decision. If not for the data, we can't make those decisions. So now let me do something. I want to log into practical. Benito, I think, yeah, was going to thank this. So this is 22 domain. You can use any domain to practice some stuff. So when you see a domain like this, there's nothing there. So I'm going to quickly use it to test some things. We can delete it after we're done. Benito Co, that's the username. So while I'm entering that, see panel. So I'm just trying to log into the control panel of this. I'm going to quickly build whatever small landing page or something like that. It won't take us time. Integrate tracking code there so that you see how it works. Okay, somebody dropped something. I'm not hearing clearly. Maybe network, but I'm recording. You are the only one that are not hearing me clearly. So here now, I'm going to type Benito. Okay, so pressing the password. So we assume that this is your client, right? We assume that this is your client. I think so. Now that we assume that, yeah, this is network. So we assume that this is your client, and you have to build a landing page for this client. Okay, and there's nothing here. So we'll come to the file manager to quickly build something there. Public. Let's say I can go to Gemini, right? And say, let me just do just an opt-in page and we optimize it. I will add the tracking code to it. Okay. So let's say I'll come to Gemini and I'll say create opt-in page with as a name, email, and phone. Name, email, and phone. Use HTML, Tailwind, CSS, and remember our landing page is coming here. We've done landing page. Tailwind, CSS, and this is like a refresher. And PHP mail scripts for there's a Gmail account submission. Yeah, account submission. So we want to receive our stuff on Gmail account. So create this guy for us. There's no time. So we have this now. So this HTML, this is JavaScript. So we need JavaScript. This is PHP mail script. Oh, I don't want to use PHP mail. Okay. I just want the direct. Because this one will be okay. No, let me see. Okay. Let me update this. Update. Working on live cPanel. Live cPanel. In using domain email and not Gmail. So I can quickly create one email for this. Let's say info at benito.com.ng and password at Benito. I want to put that here at Benito 1A. So I don't want something that will be complicated. You still want me to have PH emailer? Okay, don't worry. Let's see. So now, what I'll just do is I'll copy this guy now, HTML index.html form. I might not even make that in submit, but let's just see. Because the essence of this is implementing tracking. That's it. So I'll just come here file index.html. No, I'm not using PHP. HTML. So one of the reasons why the system usually suggests PHP mailer is with ordinary, you'll not be able to do 500 email on your cPanel within 1 hour. You'll not be able to do that. So you'll be requiring some third-party email marketing application. That is why they always say PHP mailer. But with PHP mailer, your email will not be entering spam. So it can enter spam without PHP mailer. So, but I don't want to bore you guys with all of that. That's why I'm trying to avoid it. So here now, JavaScript. Do I even need this module? Tail one. I think there should be. So let me just copy PHP submit. So I'll even try this one first. Oh, what's his name, self? Submit.php. Okay. submit. It's only PHP is a server side that can submit the form. So here now, so what I basically need to do as this one is just to replace this thing with Gmail. Okay, so I will do that Gmail now. So Gmail, let me put my Gmail there because everybody has Gmail. Sheyi dot digify ng at gmail.com. And when you are putting password, you cannot put your real email password there. Okay? Cannot put your real email password there. You are going to do what we call app password because this is like an application. I think I've done something like this before, but I'm still going to correct. Let me say benito.com.ng. This is business email info. I'm saving this. Let's even check our front end first. Wow, this is just form. This is not really what I want. And this is hardly. It's not good. Let me see. Um, here. Oh, I've seen this. It did not generate CSS, and that's why we have that ugly stuff. It did not generate CSS. This guy has come with rubbish thing tonight. I'm coming. Let me check the activity. I don't want something that will complicate anything. That's why I'm trying to avoid all this. Where's my son? Because I don't want to assume anything. Where it is. So I might end up deleting what that guy is. That guy is not giving me something that is straightforward like I want. So create opt-in page with HTML or no, using HTML, CSS, and PHP mail scripts. There's no time. You are giving back one version. Okay, this guy is trying to give me two versions. Response one, response two. So we have this now. So this one, I'll use this one to go and so we have style there too. So this is our index. No time. I'll save it. I think we also have CSL file, style.css. I don't just want to do this on existing account that I have, so that when you are building something, even if it's not HTML, CSS, you know how to implement all this. So it's on this same thing that we are building now that I'm going to put Google Analytics. I'm going to do Google Search Console. I'm going to do Facebook Pixel so that you know how to implement all those things. Okay, this one is already getting there. So we just want something to submit or whatever. So this is not just, so this error sometimes might be when we are copying this, it might be that AI has not finished writing code or something. Because I'm not sure why this error is displaying here on the page. Okay, then what was the last one? File CSS. Okay, we have this process file, process.php. So I'll come back here now. So instead of this guy, let me just rename this. There must be PHP version that will do the posting of the work. And here now, we will put the email. Your email will be there, no reply. So email now, I'm going to do info at benito.com.ng. Then holiday. So this one self, I'll remove all this one. But what that means is I'll quickly go and create an email called info@benito.ng because it doesn't exist currently. So let me see if we are done with all this. So this guy gave us two versions. That if you want to use this or you want to use this, anyone that we want to use, you can use version 1 and version 2. That's what this guy gave us. Don't close it. I don't just know why we are getting this PHP error on the home page because it's not supposed to be there. So expected tag is supporting HTML. This does not look like an error. This is like a thank you message. It doesn't look like an error. But I don't know why tag P is close. Okay. Let me tell this guy to correct this. Because that error is not supposed to be showing. There's no time. Fix it. Yeah. So because AI is not perfect. Yeah. So copy this guy now. This place that is having the error. Oh, you still having error. Okay, but let me see if the error is not displaying on my page. Aha, better. Okay, then I think I'm almost done. Let's just create our email ready because if we don't have email, where are we going to receive it? So when we have a cPanel and client is say, can I have a corporate email? Just come to email section, email account here, and I'll just create info at Benito. If not, we'll not even know where our stuff enter. It's fast. Info. Then I'll put a password. This can be changed anytime. So we have this. So now let me even test this. Okay, this guy is saying success. So if we want to check this email to know if it really, I can come here, check directly. Open the email. But this is not our main work here. Our main work is how to implement. Okay, it enter. Can you see it? New opt-in holiday club. Benito. So let it load. Share your today email. So because these are just two things that are collected. Now that that has worked, um, every other thing here can now go apart from index first. So that one has worked. So even if it doesn't work, that's not what I want to do. So now in our home page here now, so if you look at this place now, can you see the way this place is grilled? This is a plugin called a Google Chrome extension called Metapixel. So how do you get it? You come to your these three line here, you go to the Mac extension, Chrome Web Store, right? You download Metapixel. So you install it. Me, I already have it. So if I say Pixel, there are different Pixel for different things. But because I already, so you, when you type Pixel here, why is this thing slow? I feel like my system is a bit slow. The internet, I mean. So you put a Pixel there. I already have it. I don't know why it's getting slow to show up. So can you see Metapixel? I already have one. So can you see install? So you now click install. I don't want to remove. So why are you installing it? So that any website that have PC already, you will know. So this does not have. So if I come to Sheyi Omotunde, maybe slash training or something, if the PC is there, you are going to see PC. So can you see? So it simply means there's a tracking code on this page, right? So this particular page now, simply there's no tracking code. So how do you create a pixel for it? You go to your art manager and you come to your, you remember we're talking about measurements. You come to your events manager, right? So when you get to your event manager, um, so basically what is left for us to do is implementation of all the stories I've talked about. So I'm closing things that we don't need for now. So I'm still wondering why this is slow. So once you get to this place now, you go to connect data, right? So these are different ones. So when you click connect data, is it a app? Because you can track on app too. Is it an offline? Is it a customer relationship management that you have offline? Do you have messaging? So it's a web. So you select web. Let me see. Um, view, connect. Why is this not active? You can only create one data set per account. Oh, for this particular account, let me try another account. So there are actually two ways that you can create this. Let me see another account. Oh, shoot. So, because I have PZ already, but I want you to know how to create it. I have one here too. Will you allow me? So I have this. This is for New Life 1.2. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So Yeah. So your own, it will not even argue because definitely it's going to be a fresh account. So when you click connect data source, it's going to show you this. You select web because we are doing this on the web. You say next. If it's app, you select app. You say next. You are going to give, after you say next, if you don't want to use the existing one here, you can say create a new one. So creating a new one, you are going to give it a name. Let's say Benito. This is not going to affect you, Benito, because I'm not creating it in your account. I'm going to delete all this one when we are done. Right. So these are some stuff that I have before, but I don't want it to be it. I want to create fresh. Normally, I would have loved to use a fresh account so that you'll not be experiencing all these things that are popping up. Why is my system slow suddenly? Okay, so Google Tag Manager, no. So I'll click here now. I will say, you see, this place is hidden, right? So you know, this is not what we are creating right now. We are not going Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager now. But this is actually new. So you can now implement Google Tag Manager inside Meta. So now what you need to do is see other ways. So there's conversion API, there's partner integration. Partner integration is if you are using WordPress, but we are not using WordPress. So we are going to set up our stuff manually. So you set up manually and you say next. After you say next, so it asks you pixel, so pixel only, if you are doing pixel only, you say next. But what we're trying to do is just to get our code, our tracking distance. So it's going to get you a tracking code now. I still don't know why this guy is slow, my internet. So after you take us to this place now, you can just click copy code, right? I've copied this code now. Where to keep it, they also explain it here, is inside the air tag of your, copy this post and paste it on the code base. It's usually inside the air tag of your web. So if you come back to this, our head tag is this. So in between this head open and head close, that's where we're going to put it. So anything in between the two is safe. So we'll save it there now. And I will save it. By the time I refresh this particular page, it's still saving. You see, it's saying there's no pixel. By the time I reload it now, you'll have seen the pixel. So can you see? It's tracked now because there's a code here. But it doesn't stop there. You also want to confirm it. Okay. You also want to confirm it. So how do you confirm it? You can say next. You can turn up automatic match so that Certificate people feel all this, but we're not collecting all this type of data. But you can still do it ready. Uh, so we have created our pixel. Every pixel has an ID. This is Benito. Oh, it's even Benito that I call it. So if you want to know whether everything is working fine, before I even said that everything is working fine, you can see it shows up that we should set up a conversion event. So we can set it up now or later. But I would have loved us to set up now. So why conversion event? Conversion event is you'll be able to go and track anytime somebody. So this one is say subscribe now. It could be submit, it could be buy now, it could be checkout, it could be anything. You can track this button anytime they click it. So if you come here now and say set up a conversion, right? So if you don't have a code, that pixel code on your website cannot tell of a conversion. So all you just need to do is to add a conversion event to this website is put the website link, which is this. If you click this now, it will automatically go and open that website link, right? add event. So so anything you want to track URL, you want to track the button, you can now begin to track it. So allow it to load. So can you see it has load meta conversion API now? So say, do I want to track this URL anytime people go? No, I don't just want. I want after people have entered it. Once they click this, it simply means I have a lead. So I can say track a new button. So you are seeing this is the only button here. So can you see click on the highlighted button to set it? So I'll now click it. So to now show again and say, what do you want to track? Lead, because that's what they're doing. So if it is if it's e-commerce, they are buying. If it's add to cart, you select add to cart. If it's checkout, you select out. If it is purchase, but this is actually a lead, so you select the appropriate. Complete a registration form. You can see so many things that you can track there. But what we want to track now is lead. So I'll select lead. So people can give it a value. That's why we say, oh, we say 500, but I'm not giving any value to this so that it can be multiplying that, oh, the cost per each of this lead is 10 naira. But I'm not doing that. I'll just say confirm. So with this now, you can see this place, complete setup lead. We have set up lead for this, right? Remember, we are not tracking URL, so no URL detected. So we are not doing URL. We are tracking this button. Okay? So here now, can you see it's connected? It's not say disconnected. So we are done with this guy. We can also check if all this thing is working well. Can you see? Go to test event or test event, because you might not see that one at the bottom next. Test event. So when you want to test it, whether everything is connecting and working well. By the time this guy load finish, you just put your website URL there and you will see. So here now, say, okay, confirm your website is Benito. Text. As to test this, if you come back here now, you say, oh, I just put one page source. So it will started recording manually today. So this is simple way to install a pixel. So we are not just installing a pixel to monitor all the views and contents here, right? We are not just doing that. We're also tracking this button to know how many leads, so that when you're running ads, you will be seeing the details of how many leads that have been generated on the dashboard, right? So I can say finish this guy and finish this guy. I don't want to say anything right now. So that's how simple to set up a PTL and a conversion. So for the one of Google Analytics, it's still under the same head tag. So this is head open. This is head close. So you can still put Google Analytics. In fact, all of them are on this. So even if you want to do Google Search Console, make sure that you do analytics first. So I think I opened analytics before. So I can come here now and say google.com/analytics, right? And I'll just log in. So if you are doing it for the first time, your interface might be different, right? But because I'm not doing it for the first time, so it will be asking you different question, how many staff do you have? Just feed all those information and be saying next. But I'm taking this thing to that kind of place. So I'm creating a new account now. Okay? A new Google tracking. So I can actually do that from there. But if you are doing this for the first time, it will not log you in directly, like the way, because me, I already have so many. You can have up to 100 here. That's why it just took me in directly here. So if I want to create, because I can create for as many as possible accounts. So if I want to create for a new account, because I've already have before, I'll click admin here, admin, so that it's not every time that I want to create, I will be creating one thing. So properties are different data you have. So I'll just say create new account. So you that you are opening for the first time, this is how the form will be. Okay? I do it to google.com/analysis and select the Gmail account. This is what it's going to be. So I'm just going to call this guy Benito, right? And you can say you won't want anything. Then I'm still going to call it Benito, property name. That's your website name. So I can say you can just change all these things that you are from Nigeria area, you are using Nigeria time. You can leave it at Naira, you can also leave it at dollar too. Okay? So remember, I told you they are going to ask you some questions. So I'm just selecting any of those questions. Are you organization? So what they are trying to do again, they are trying to, let me just find all that. They're just trying to get data too because they are data oriented. They want to know whether it's lead that you're generating or anything. So I can decide not to select anyone, but I'll just say lead. Or you can select everything. So these are they also gather their own data too. So as usual, you have to accept this. If not, you will not even be able to use it. So I select it. So immediately you get to this page, it's asking you that do you want to, just like Meta is also asking you that, is you want to trap app or website? So if it is a iOS that I want to track, I select this. If it is Android app that I want to track, I select it. And if it is web, so for the purpose of what we are doing right now, it is web. Okay, it is web. So I'm going to select web. So our website name have to be here. If I close the network, so HTTP is already here, so I don't need to put it. So I'll just remove it like this. Benito, the website name, I'm still going to call it Benito, right? So after I'm done with this, I will say create and continue. So when I say create and continue, this is Google Analytics. So I'm going to click that web. This is the code that we need for Google Analytics. Each also for Google Tag Manager. In Google Tag Manager, I can just copy this, only this tag. But for Google Analytics, just copy everything. So instead of highlighting, I'll just click this. Pump. Then we come back to where you want to use to measure. It could be anywhere. You paste it, right? Because everything still have to be under the tag. You close it. If you want to know whether it's working or not, or it's already there. So let's first of all reload the page, right? After we reload the page, can I test? Okay. So can you see your Google Tag Manager was correctly detected on your website? Do you see that? So now that you have done that, you continue. So this is Google Tag Manager. So you can use it on any application that is requesting for your measurement ID. So this is and you can always come back here to even get it. Even if you forget your code, you can also still come back here and still get that same code. Again, he's saying there's no data here because it will tell you that you need at least 24 hours to uh, gather some data. You can still view your code here, just in case. You can still view it. It will load the code. This is getting slow. So I can close all this. Next, continue. So continue now. We are now in dashboard. Is any one of you checking Benito? So this, so if you have tried to type Benito now, it's saying 3 people are online. So, and all of you are from Nigeria. And if I dig forward real time, it will even show the map of where you are checking from. So let's say read time page. So it's actually the first page, on page, 3 people active, 3 people are view. Let me see the one that will bring the map. So you can see the first page, the first event. Where's the map? Yeah. So can you see, you go to a spot where you guys are checking from. So let me join from my phone too to see if the number will increase. Where's my Chrome browser? I'm trying to type Benito because it seems that all of you are already Benito. So this is how you test. Yes, the system has confirmed, but you log in. So I just log in now. So you should add one more to it. I'm inside the landing page now. That thing should be 4. Can you see? I just refresh. It's 4 now because I just log in now. So this is how you check. So can you see 4 now? So if another device join too, you will see uh it's only facing first page that they don't just only fish, they view the page, they scroll down to the down of the page to start recording all the activities. Please, what did you type? Okay, Benito. Italian. It's Benito. What did you type on Google? Benito is giving, no, benito.com.ng. Sorry, benito.com.ng. Yeah, it's .com.ng. It's not .com. Yeah, it's Tochiku's domain name that I bought. So I'm just using it. So you can see it's taking a snapshot of all the users. So there's so many things that you can track in here. There used to be a place that you even tell the country, the state, the persons are calling from. Page. So, guys, we have 5 now. It simply means you are in too. So this is how you track it. So as you are generating data, you'll be able to see, yes, you got in, good. You'll be able to see overview of your lead, customer acquisition. So all these things are empty now because this is actually new, right? You'll be seeing all that. You want to check your audience. This customer acquisition is very important. You want to check the source of your traffic, where the traffic is coming from, the primary traffic, the engagement, the lead, the landing page. So these are the demography, the page that is checked, because it has all the data. So the country, the traffic is coming from, even the states, you see all those things here. So this is Google Analytics. So by the time you get all those things, so these are different report area. That's what I'm saying in essence. So you can now check which category of the report that you want to look out for. But these are different. If you are driving sales, these are different e-commerce purchase. These are different reports area for Google Analytics. So now you've seen how to simply integrate Google Analytics, integrate Metapixel. Let's go ahead and do Search Console. That's the last one as you're rounding up. So why Search Console? Especially when you are doing SEO, you cannot do SEO without Search Console. It's very, very important. Because remember we said we want to be making decision and we'll be making decision based on data, not based on what we want. So I have a couple of, yeah. So then again, it's very important to practice this. If you don't do it, it will look as if it's hard. Okay, so let me switch to my first Gmail account. I think because it's on this Gmail account that I have some. You can see the different website I'm tracking. Yeah, this is a new live business website that I have that I track for e-commerce business that I do. So for example, here now, this is Google Analytics, sorry, Google Search Console. And it's advisable to always have Search Console first. So before you do to Google Analytics because it's the same Google product. It's very important to have Google Analytics first before you even do Google Search Console. It's very, very important. I'm only telling you this before because of experience. So here now, so in this business now, people will say, are people really buying products? Oh, their product is very expensive. All those ones does not have anything to do with me. I'm only listening to what the data is saying. So if I come to what the data is saying, this is just one of the websites too. Data is telling me that in the last 3 months, 73,000 impressions. You remember what a thousand impressions is now? 70,000 impressions, 596 click has happened on this website alone. And what are they looking for? These are different things they are looking for. And these are different products. You can say fighter guard. So when I see some products, I know reason why such product is selling. The pages that I've checked on the website, you can see these are different pages. The country they are calling from. So when can you see? Do you see that? The device they are using, different search appearance. This is just one of those websites. Let's check another one. Look at this one too. You see what people are looking for, product for prostrate, salmon oil. Do you understand? So this is Carmag, cruciferous, without tracking. There's no way that I will know all these things. No way. These are another 49,000, almost 50,000 here, right? So now that you know this, how do you now create it? So it's very important to know the Gmail account that you use to create your Benito. So for example, I have two Gmail here, but it's actually this shade or this file that I used to create Benito. So that is the same Gmail that I must now use here. So when you go to Search Console and you are doing this for the first time, there's no property here. I can delete Benito later. So this is what you are going to use. So what do you now need to do? You will go and copy your domain name. And what's our domain name? Benito. We want to integrate Search Console. So when you type Search Console, which is search.google.com, right? Search. Since how many years I've been using this guy? I've never typed I just type Search Console and it's actually search.google.com, search having console. So there's no way I'll keep that in my head. So when you get here now, do you see this place now? URL of your website, you put it there, right? After I put it there, you will click continue, right? So after you click continue, it will tell you that there's even a way that I can do this, Google Analytics, you already have it for. That's why I said that, oh, I will have put our code on the links. So what you just need to do is you will download these things here. This is the most easiest thing. And you upload it to your website. They will also tell you, they say, upload this HTML file on your website. So I'll download this. I've downloaded it now. This is our website. So here on the public, I'll go upload and I'll find that thing we just downloaded, right? From Google. Let me see. Somebody saying, what does Search Console do? It's measure data. So we are just talking about different measurement tools where people are coming to your website, what they are doing, what they are looking for. That's what it does. What's the name that comes? Can you see this Google Search Console that we don't download it? I'll click it. It will upload. Immediately you upload it now. We are done. We'll come back to Search Console. Here, we click verify. So if it's seen it, you're done. So can you see? Ownership, verify. You can just done or go to property. Property is to start seeing your performance. So we have created a measurement for this. So if you have any other website, any other thing that I want to track, say add property, add property, you can continue to be adding as many as possible website. If you add this again, you follow the same process. Do you get that? Add again. If you click here, you see add again, as many as possible links that you want to track. So this one now, we will not see anything now because it will take at least 24 hours. Can you see last update 48 hours? So in the next 48 hours before you can begin to see any details on your dashboard because nothing there right now. Yeah. So this is just how to simply implement Pixel. So far we have done Pixel, we have done Google Analytics, we have done Google Search Console, and all these things are measurements so that we will not be working in blindly, so that even when you want to run pay ad, you can just simply go to your Google console and look for product that people are asking. And you run your ad based on what people are asking, not based on what you think. So when people are saying, oh, they are just putting the product, they are not selling, but data is saying otherwise. So that is it. Take time, practice. Yeah, practice. Test it on anywhere. Practice. You don't necessarily need to run hard to do this. Practice and see that you know how to do it. I will make sure that the video is available tonight. Time for questions. If you have any questions, please go ahead. So measurement is very important. So when we say measurement, that's what we mean by measurements. I'm waiting for question. If there's anyone, if there's any question, I'm just trying to check. So today's Monday. On Wednesday, I'm going to treat some stuff on cybersecurity for marketers, two-factor authentication, ad fraud, a lot of things around that. And please, this opt-in page, can it be created without domain name? No. But if you want to create the one without domain name, you can go and use a subdomain name with system. Yeah, system.io. So this is third-party landing page. They will give you a subdomain. Yeah, you can sign up here for free. Yeah, so you can create a opt-in page here. But you actually have a domain you can try it with. Yeah, you have. So which other one? Any other question? The reason why we are doing this is the client I want to work with, they will have a website, they have a domain. So we don't want to do anything less of practical. I will not be using free because I will not tell you to be telling your client to use a free application or something. Yeah. So that is on that one. Do I have any other question? Yeah. So if there's no question, I see you on Wednesday. Make sure you practice. If you don't practice, it will look at. If you leave it to up to another 1 week, it will look as if it's movie that is happening. So make sure that you don't take time before you practice and test how all this thing works. Thank you for showing up. I'll see you on Wednesday. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the evening.